Hey VC and Beatles fans, today I'm going to be doing another deep dive into one of my favorite Beatles songs, this one also a John Lennon song. I'm going to be tackling I Am the Walrus, which first appeared as the B-side to the single Hello Goodbye and later appeared on the Magical Mystery Tour EP in the UK and the Magical Mystery Tour album in the US. Now, the genesis for the lyrics of the song and the rhythm of the song came to John when he was swimming in his pool along with biographer Hunter Davies, and while they were outdoors, a police siren or a police car with a siren went by, and the rhythm stuck in John's head. And that also provided the inspiration for the first lyrics that John wrote for the song. The Mr. City Policeman Sitting Pretty, that provided the rhythm and the cadence that he would use to compose the rest of the song. John's childhood friend Pete Shotton was with him when he was writing the lyrics for I'm the Walrus.
One day I pulled one out, which was from a kid who went to the same school, who was going to the same school that we used to go to, which was Quarrybank High School. And he was writing to John to tell John that in their music and art classes, they were asked as an exercise by the master to interpret the Lennon-McCartney song, you see. And when John heard this, he just cracked up laughing. So he turned around to me, he said, I don't know where the inspiration came from, but he said, Pete, what was that silly little poem that we used to say as kids, something to do with yellow matter custard or something, right? And I thought for a moment, and it all came back to me. I have a pretty good recall for all those years. And it was, and I'll quote it for you, it was yellow matter custard, green stock pie, all mixed together with a dead dog's eye. It was one of those revolting little poems that kids make up and pick up on, right? And John cracked up, he said, that's it, Pete, that's it, great. And he started writing down, he got yellow matter custard dripping from a dead dog's eye. And as he wrote it down, he turned around to me with a great big smile on his face and he said, let the so-and-sos work that one out, Pete.
Now, the title I Am the Walrus was actually inspired by a Lewis Carroll book, Through the Looking Glass, which was a sequel to Alice in Wonderland, and The Tale of the Walrus and the Carpenter. Hunter Davies, in his book, The Beatles Lyrics, claims that the lyric Elementary Penguins Singing Hare Krishna was actually John referring to beat poet Allen Ginsberg, who he thought looked like a penguin and used to walk around chanting Hare Krishna. Hunter also claims that semolina and pilchard were actually two foods from the 1950s that kids in England grew up hating. The recording sessions for I Am the Walrus got underway on September 5th, 1967, and that night the group ran through 16 takes of the song, laying down just a basic rhythm track. However, it wasn't until September 27th when the Beatles actually got to work, providing a lot of the notable accompaniment, the strings, the background noises, some of the chanting and things that went on during the course of that recording. That afternoon, 16 classical musicians added George Martin's score to the soundtrack of the song. Also that afternoon, the vocal group, the Michael Stamm Singers, were brought in to provide some of the vocal chanting that you hear on that song. The score consisted of the men singing Oompa Oompa Stick It in Your Jumper, which was borrowed from a 1940s recording by the group The Two Leslies, and the females contributed Everybody's Got One, Everybody's Got One. The mono mix of the track was completed on September 28th, and it was during that mixing session that John Lennon had the inspiration to do a live radio feed into the mix of the song, and that is where you hear the excerpts of the King Lear drama, which was presented on radio.
That was live radio coming from the BBC, though they never knew it. When I was mixing the record, I just had a radio in the room that was tuned to some BBC channel all the time, and we did about, half a dozen mixes, and I just used whatever was coming through at the time. I never knew it was King Lear.
This actually posed a problem when they were mixing the track for stereo because the radio feed had been mixed directly into the mono mix. And so to rectify the situation, what they did is halfway through the song, around the 2-minute mark, right before the Sitting in an English Garden lyric, the song transitions into mono. So the rest of the song is in mono while the first 2 minutes of the song is in stereo. So you kind of have a stereo mono hybrid within the same song just to be able to preserve the King Lear radio feed. For many Beatles fans, the I Am the Walrus segment of the Magical Mystery Tour film is definitely the highlight. Even though they are miming their performance, it's still very cool to see them in their psychedelic garb and all the surreal imagery around them. Makes for a very cool video, I think anyway. So what do you think of I Am the Walrus? Is it a favorite of yours, a favorite Lennon composition? Is there anything that I haven't mentioned in this video that you want to share? Anyway, comment on my video. Hope you are doing well. Enjoy your weekend, and everybody take care.